This piece is actually something that's been haunting me in my drawing book for some time. I've had drawings of it, I've had sketches, and for the longest time I couldn't understand in my mind why I wanted these three images to go together, but I think it became a little bit clear. America has this tradition of trying to fix things in a very temporal way. The way we fight wars in other countries, the way we fix the highways and the infrastructure, the retrofitting, but we never go from the ground up with a new idea that seems to be the best way, especially in this downturn of unemployment. So I decided to do something really outrageous because I remember we all, as children, we all heard about you can't put Humpty Dumpty back together again. So this is a feeble attempt at showing that idea that you just can't get Humpty Dumpty to go back together. And then perched on top of Humpty Dumpty, of course, I have this beautiful polished safety pin on a very large scale, which represents the government's attempt at fixing things. But the one thing we don't change or ever touch is baseball, and it's considered the national pastime. And I think the sacredness from which we allow the sport to continue with such a beautiful and rhythmic fashion that it's all human determined is a good indication that we ought to be thinking about more things like that. You know, the technological age is wonderful. We've gotten so many things that have helped our lives, but sometimes we do it at the expense of eliminating things that are also quite great, that we no longer have access to or even use on a regular basis. I think that's a mistake. I think we need to keep the best of what we have and move forward and add to our lifestyles new things that are useful. But I don't think we need to completely rethink. We're not learning from history by doing that. The other thing I want to mention is each of these objects has an open space. The egg has an open bottom, the pin has an open space, and the baseball has an open space. So design-wise, I feel there's a nice harmony between all three of these things grasping. And that, I think, is what pleases the eye when people look at it. So even though it's highly narrative, I think it's also visually very stimulating. We get a lot of comments on this piece because people are very fascinated about this arrangement.